Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. We have today with me. I have Fordman, aka Kenneth Oakes. We're going to be talking to him about his channel. Hello, Bob the Raptor and Joe, Steve Carlson, Mel Nettie, Ivy's Forge and Homestead, who's on the beard team with me now, which is awesome. RV Weekends. Hello, Nursing Our Travel Bug. From the Daydream Raid, thank you, Daydream. Shanacraft, ZX24, hello, Artsy Dude. Hello, Artists on the Road, Thrifty Angela, Roy and Becky's Travels. Good morning, everybody. Um, so I watched you. You kind of came in the community, Kenneth. And we're getting to know everybody and all that kind of stuff, which is
Yeah.
awesome to see. I like to see that. People that get to know everybody. And it's been really interesting to learn your story, and how you don't let anything stop you. I kind of want to know what made you want to be a technician on cars.
Well, I just always loved being hands on and tools and just being able to learn how to take something apart, put it back together. And I've always liked lawn mowers, motors, weed eaters, anything with a motor. I've always liked.
I'm right there with you. Like when I was younger, um, I used to just take apart a bunch of stuff just to see how it worked. Like old stereos, everything. I'd get in there and just you find all kinds of like little things in there, like little motors, and how they make everything to make it work and all that kind of stuff. So I always found that fascinating too. So um, that's something that always interested me as well. Do you remember the first motor you worked on?
Well, I've not actually really have really gotten into like been able to really actually take a full motor apart. I basically like have like watched my cousin. My cousin used to work on cars, and and uh, and I've watched him do some things on cars, and I've actually learned some things from him on how to do certain things on cars.
What do you?
And I've also watched him work on lawnmowers and other things as well.
What's your favorite car? Like, what's one that you want to get one day to work on and kind of play with?
Well, I like a Ford Mustang. I like Ford Mustangs.
Yeah, yeah, those are always good. And hey, New Horizons and Papa Drew, I'm glad that you have clean boxers now. That's always good to hear. And Thrifty Angela says hi, Kenneth. And
So
let's see.
everyone in the chat.
Yeah, Bezos is here, meant to be RVing. James Cantonese. Oh man, that's jumping on me. Hold on here. We'll get you. Wow, that jumped down a lot. There's James. There we go. I'll get you. I'm gonna scroll up and down on this. And yeah, RV weekends. Thank you for that. Culture, lifestyle, and travel. Hello, Sherry Van. Hello, RV Ashes in April. Honey and me.
I'm
Uh,
also following the chat as well on my phone through YouTube. So
awesome, awesome. Yeah. So so what have you learned so far in your technician classes? Like what courses have you learned?
well, so far I've taken engine analysis, um, and then I've taken advanced engine analysis,
Hmm.
and I've also taken automotive electrical as well.
That's that's all. I always had a easier time with that kind of stuff. The one that I always had a hard time with was transmission stuff. I could never all the automatic transmission, all those valves and stuff to make the gears work. I could never
Well,
figure that out.
that's what I'm getting ready to work on now coming up in August the 17th. I'm going to be starting my third semester, and I'm going to have one class is going to be brakes and alignments,
Hmm.
and one class is going to be powertrains. And powertrains is where we learn how to take apart a manual transmission and put it back together and things.
Right, right. And hello, Kinfolk Farm of Georgia. Um, yeah. What is your because like when I was doing working on cars and repair and all that stuff, like my dream job, if I could have had a dream job back then when I was doing it, would be to work like on like race cars or drag racers and all that kind of stuff. So, what's a dream job for you after you're done with school? Like, what would be really cool to be doing as a mechanic?
Well, I hope to eventually find a garage, a small garage, or even an auto parts store that will allow me to come in and get some experience.
Hmm.
Um, because the like I've said before in other videos that I've been on and things, the biggest issue that I've actually run into is the liability and insurance and OSHA
Hmm.
because of me having to use a walker or a wheelchair to get around.
Right.
That what it is that the company is afraid that I'm going to get hurt on the job, and then I'm going to cost them a lot of money in the long run.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's one thing that's hard about those insurances and stuff. So you may end up having to make your own shop there where you just do work on cars in your own shop, you know?
Well, that's another goal that I'm wanting to work on. Because where I live in a small trailer park area,
Hmm.
there is barely enough room to park our vehicles, plus along with other our neighbors' vehicles, because we're all so close together. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
And in our area, we don't have anything level to actually even work on anything, because
Right.
usually when you're working on a vehicle, especially when you're checking fluids and things like that, it has to be level in order to get an accurate reading on
Right.
the dipsticks and stuff.
Yep. Yep. For sure. Hello, Linda Barker. Hello, Casual Girl Adventures.
Hang on
Uh,
one moment, please.
no problem.
My dad's calling me for something.
No problem. I'll say hello to everybody. AZX24. Hey, Britain Farm. Um, let's see here. Trying to get you as you guys come in. Nomad Unbroken. Thank you, man. K&R Destinations. They're the ones that put together the thumbnails for me for these. Like I had the number and the guest and all that stuff, but they're the ones that made the one for me. So that's how that works. Hello, Misty Pruitt. And they also helped me get my business cards and note cards and all that kind of stuff. So
John, back to 4 years in the high school. Oh, yes. You was talking about the things that I've actually done on vehicles.
yeah,
The main thing that I've actually basically done is like I know how I know how to like change the oil and service the transmission and check the coolant and the power steering and brake fluid and all that stuff. I know how to do the basic stuff, but I haven't really actually done like really harsh mechanic work. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't really taken a motor apart from bottom to up. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. I know what you're saying. I haven't. all the times that I worked on cars and everything, I never took them completely down and back either. So, um, uh, I always wanted to, but I never got to the point where I was the farthest I tore down a motor was like taking the heads off and stuff like that. I never did the pistons and all that stuff. So,
When I was talking about my cousin that used to work on cars, that's how he actually that's how he actually learned how to work on cars, was when he was about 9, 10 years old. He went to a junkyard and got an old motor that did not work at all, and he took that thing apart and rebuilt it from scratch and put all new parts in it and everything, and he got it to running.
yeah, that's awesome.
And
That's awesome.
he actually his daddy always told him, said he would never amount to nothing. Well, he proved his daddy wrong.
Yeah.
and and so uh, and also too, speaking of me taking auto mechanics, I also took auto mechanics all 4 years in high school as well.
Nice. Yeah, I took it for a couple of years in high school myself. And I was also working in an auto shop at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So the teacher, man, and he still didn't pass me in the class because I didn't do the homework, but he always sent the kids to ask me questions on how to do stuff. So I always found that funny, um, that he did that. But hey, happy place, camping. Um,
Hey, happy place camping.
yeah, don't worry about being late. As long as you're here, that's fine. And Brianna Elizabeth, hello. And Bake a Leg, hello to you as well. Um, got a lot of people in here today. Um, so, have you worked at other places before that aren't auto mechanic stuff?
No. Like I said, the uh, biggest issue is that, like I said, uh, the liability and insurance and OSHA. I can't, I've even tried to get a job at like um, auto parts stores, and I've also tried to get a job at like Food City, Walmart, and things like that as a what what I would still call a door greeter, but they're not called door greeters anymore. They're called asset protection people now at
Yeah,
Walmart.
yeah. Check the receipts and all that stuff when you go out, and not just saying hello when they come in.
Well, they don't even hardly do that much anymore. They're mainly counting the people
In and out. Yeah,
in and out, and to make sure that they're obeying the rules about the social distancing and stuff like that.
yeah, yeah,
But anyway, they still want people with experience. And but the thing of it is, the biggest issue that I run into is when I do go for job interviews and stuff, they want me to already have experience in that field because
yeah,
they've asked me, said, how much, when I went for interviews, they've asked me, said, how much of experience have you had in this field? And I said, well, I've not had any because this is my first job. And I said, nobody has been willing to give me the opportunity to even get the experience.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, if the job is that you're applying for is not willing, if they're not willing to allow you to come in to get the experience,
Yep.
how are you supposed to get experience?
It's that old catch 22. But I think you have a good idea about trying to go to like little local shops,
Mm-hmm.
and do that. And whoever decides to take you on, I can already tell, um, you're going to be probably one of the best employees that they have. have there. So, um, and hello, Van Vita, and let's see, Sunny's Place. Hello, saw you come in as well. Um, and yeah, it's one of those things that's difficult, and that happens with everything too. Credit, not just jobs, um, and it is always funny that everybody wants experience, but nobody's willing to take the chance and let somebody get the experience.
Well,
You know.
job training. And most places don't even do on the job training anymore.
Yep. Yep. It's really sad that they don't do that. For sure. What was your inspiration for starting your YouTube channel?
Well, like I said before, I know most people when they wanna learn how to do something and learn how to fix something, they usually go to YouTube to search it up, and especially when it comes to something with their automobile or putting something together. Me and Dad actually learned how to put a dog pen together just by watching a YouTube video on how to put a dog pen together. So,
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and that's
so
something you could do with your education. If you keep having trouble, just put out the videos of you fixing cars, like how to fix this, how to fix that, how to do that, and then you might get somebody to hire you. Be like, look, I don't have experience, but I have all these videos of me doing all this stuff, so you might be able to get a job off of that because you'll be able to show that you have experience doing it, and not just from another company.
hmm
So, what are some things that you like to film on your channel?
of course, I like to do a lot of taste test reviews, uh, and I like to do adventure and sightseeing videos as well. And and when things calm down, hopefully, and sometime within the next little while, I'm hoping to be able to go out and do some restaurant reviews and stuff and things like that, and and of course and I always do every Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Mhm.
I always do trivia. Um, and sometimes it's just different things each week. I've done game show trivia, music trivia, TV shows trivia. This week we're going to be doing general knowledge trivia,
Nice.
and of course I share this channel since my dad doesn't know how to actually work the internet and all that stuff. I share this channel with my dad as well. So
Right, right. Your dad's a pretty funny character for sure. When he gets talking and stuff, I always enjoy because I just enjoy hearing people tell stories. That's just the way I am. So anybody that can tell a good story and is entertaining doing it, I I can always sit there and listen to that. Um, so the taste test things you do, has there been anything that was really bad that you taste tested?
mm, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of avocado. I will say that. Of course, I haven't put out. I don't think I've actually put out a video of me actually tasting avocado. Uh, but and I'm not a big fan of guacamole.
Well, that's got avocado in it, so that makes it.
Yeah. And I'm not a big fan of I'm not a big fan of sour cream. I'm not a big fan of sour cream unless it's in something that I cannot taste it.
Right, right. Um, what is something that you want to taste test on your channel? Do you want to do like the hot stuff and all that kind of stuff?
I do like doing spicy. I do like doing spicy foods and things, and I do like Tabasco hot sauce and things like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually, I've had a lot of people ask me, says, "Do you put Tabasco hot sauce on everything you eat?" And the answer to that is no. I don't put it on like certain breakfast foods, and I don't put it on like my desserts and stuff.
Oh, you don't put it on the vanilla ice cream with the Tabasco sauce?
And no, no. There's another channel that I followed that I don't know if anybody ever follows him or not. His name is Cashew Paul.
I haven't
Uh,
heard of that one. I'll have to check them out.
well, he does what he call a fiery Friday spicy food challenge or something like that. It's something like that. That's where he goes to this special place called Jungle Gyms, and he buys some different types of hot sauces and stuff, and he uh, he was telling. I was watching one of his videos, and he was talking about that there is actually a type of hot sauce that's called raspberry hot sauce, I think, or something
Mm-hmm.
like that. And that's actually made to put like on ice cream and cake and
That's
things like that.
interesting.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that until he said. I haven't found it, and I'm thinking about the only way I'm gonna get it is to go to the Jungle Gyms and get it that way.
It might be. And RV Weekend said you should do that ghost pepper chip challenge. I think that's the Paco chip. Isn't that what it is?
That is supposed to be uh the hottest chip. It's one chip, and
Yeah.
it's supposed to be the hottest chip there is, and it's and I was actually challenged by Big Joe and Maria's World to do a piece of chocolate. It's a piece of chocolate bar that has like 12 different types of pepper in it.
Oh my goodness.
And so I've got to go on this website that it's on. But the thing is, it costs like, I think they said for them to get it for that one small bar like that, it costs like $20 for one bar.
That's
And
crazy.
yeah, and uh, but I told them I was going to plan on getting it after the first of the month and trying it out.
That'd be interesting to see, man, for
Then
sure.
and then I'm going to challenge. I'm supposed to, after I do it, I'm supposed to challenge five other people, tag five other people in the same video, and to
Yeah.
to do the challenge as well.
I would be interested in see you do that, and then I'll have to look at the other ones and see about that bar because that sounds really interesting. And hello, Rally and Texas Panay Rancher or Panay Rancher, Texas. I saw you come in. Hello. Uh, oh, RV Weekend's heading out to catch some lobsters, huh? Interesting. So, um, what do you want to film on your channel coming up? Like, what do you have planned to film?
Well, I'm I'm gonna be doing taste tests video in a few days, and about Saratoga potato chips, and also and a chocolate bar that my dad is supposed to be getting,
Nice.
uh, and when it gets here, um, I have some YouTube friends that send me stuff, so.
That'll be interesting to see. For some reason, I've really started to be interested in watching the taste test videos, not because I would necessarily be interested in trying it myself, but just to see how everybody's taste buds react differently to the same type of food is interesting to me. How some people, something that's maybe not that hot to one person can just make somebody else break out and sweat, and just they have a horrible time. It's just so interesting how two different humans have two different reactions to the same thing. So it makes you realize a lot of things in life are probably like that.
Well, I will say one thing I will stay away from is wasabi. I do
Okay.
not. Uh, that about killed me a couple weeks ago. Cash, Cashew Paul, back to him again. He did a taste test review on Blue Diamond, wasabi, and soy sauce uh, almonds, and along with two other flavors. I can't remember the other. I think one was habanero barbecue, and the other one was I can't remember. But anyway, I tried the wasabi and the soy, and that's what sent me to the emergency room about a couple weeks ago. So
Oh man. Yeah. So
I was
you're
like,
so you're allergic to the wasabi then, huh?
don't know. It just did. It just tore me up. So
Wow. Yeah, that's no good. Hello, Gracie. Gracie, slow momentum popping in here.
It might have been the 12 deviled eggs you ate too.
it might have been the 12 deviled eggs I ate too. I'm a big deviled egg eater.
Oh, I love deviled eggs too. I love deviled eggs too. Yeah, there are a lot of people that says they love wasabi and stuff in here, so that's always interesting for sure.
That's not for me now.
Well, yeah. If I go to the hospital after I eat something, yeah, I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't do that one again, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, we're gonna try. We saw a video the other day about a bacon and cheddar deviled egg that I'm gonna try to make.
That sounds interesting.
I was watching. I watch the Channel 5 News, and on the Channel 5 News, that Mr. Food guy, he was doing bacon cheddar deviled eggs.
Bacon cheddar deviled eggs. That sounds absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
I don't think you can go wrong with all those being put together.
Well, I've had bacon and cheddar foods before, so and I really liked it. So,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'll tell you another food that I do not like is horseradish. I'm not a big fan of horseradish.
Oh, I love horseradish, man. I mix that with a little mustard, make me some hot mustard. Woo!
No, not me.
Clear your sinuses out. That's what I like about it, man.
That's the
That
reason why. That's the reason why I eat this stuff right here.
oh yeah. Yeah.
Tabasco hot sauce.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. How long ago did you start your channel?
Well, I actually joined YouTube around August of 2016,
Hmm.
but I did not actually really get going with my YouTube channel until just within just a couple months ago.
Right. Right.
I haven't, uh, you know, um, you know, but
How'd
because
you fit?
I did not know really how to work with YouTube and how to, I was kind of new at it and didn't know how everything worked
Yeah.
and like I said before, uh, I'm I am not a high tech computer technology guy, you
Right, right,
know.
right,
and I'm still learning.
Oh, there you go. You can try this one. Casual Girl Adventure. She has a video on how to make deviled eggs and with sriracha sauce.
Now I like sriracha.
Oh Lord, yeah. Oh,
I love
oh.
sriracha. You're making my dad hungry over here too.
He's gonna have to go look up that video and make them now. Make some deviled eggs for you guys with the sriracha.
Sriracha. We buy it by the 3-pound pack.
There is a we have, of course, we've not been able to get any in a while, but Wendy's restaurant here, they used to sell sriracha cheese by the block,
Yep. Yep.
and I really fell in love with that cheese.
Oh yeah. If you like sriracha, man, there's not much you can not put it on and have it be good. And Sonny's place says they'll literally pour hot sauce into a bag of Doritos and go to town.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Do what now?
He killed my diabetes.
pour
You-
pour some hot sauce into a bag of Doritos and then just go to town. So yeah. Oh, Chipotle sauce. There's another good one too.
I like Chipotle too. But
What's your favorite fast food place?
my favorite fast food place? Well, I like. I can go all kinds of different directions. Let's see. I would say Sonic and Pals.
Mm-hmm. Sonic's always. I always like the breakfast sandwiches they have there, the toaster sandwiches for breakfast in the morning. I always love those ones. Those are always good. And Hello Arthur says there's a burger place in Tyler, Texas that serves wasabi ketchup. Well, you couldn't have that, but that's interesting.
Oh, I'll pass. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, Sonny's place likes Chipotle mayo. They said Chipotle mayo is fantastic and on a shrimp po' boy sandwich.
And I will say another food that I'm not too crazy about is I'm not a big. I'm not. I will eat it every now and then, but I'm not. I'm not a big mayonnaise eater. I unless it's in like egg salad or macaroni salad or even potato salad or deviled eggs, you know. But even at that, I still want more mustard than I do mayonnaise.
Right, right. That's one thing I noticed. Like mayo seems to have. It's one of those things that people either love it or they don't. It's not like a condiment. Like I could take it or leave it. Most people like either like it or they don't.
I I I hate when I go to a restaurant and I get a hamburger and they cake it in mayonnaise and I'm like, ugh. You know.
Yeah.
And I found out too a lot. If I eat too much of it, it doesn't agree with me for some reason.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean,
I'm more into like mustard and now I can eat all kinds of I could eat mustard just right straight from the jar. It don't bother me, but I mustard and hot sauce and ketchup. Those are my three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Papa Drew, I want a rib rack so you can cook 3 racks of ribs at one time. I hope you get that. Then you can cook us some ribs when we're out there in Quartzsite. Oh, there's a sriracha mustard too. Sonny's place said.
I didn't even know they made a sriracha mustard.
I'll have to look into that one for
Yeah,
sure.
me too.
So how were you nervous and stuff before you put out your first video?
No, not really. I just kind of just went with the flow and just went with it and just started doing it, you know. And
What
huh?
what did your dad think at first? 'Cause, I mean, he's into it now and he's over there. He gets in there with you. But what did you think about it at first?
Well, I thought it was all right.
He thought it was all right.
I mean, it's his thing, you know.
Yep.
And
I just goof in once in a while.
he's done cooking vlogs.
I do the cooking, so he vlogged it.
I vlog it and he does the cooking. So.
Well, that's always good if you can just do the vlogging and let him do the work of making the food. So
you can actually go back on one or two of the videos, and he's actually in the video showing you how to make pone cakes.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't know what pone cakes are.
I don't know what it is. What is it?
A pone cake is it's fried cornbread,
Mm-hmm.
and you just like fry it up like you're gonna fry tuna cakes or even a pancake. You know, you just fry it up. You just take your cornmeal mix, mix whatever you're gonna have in it, and a lot of times you can either add milk, water, or egg to it, or buttermilk. It depends on what you like. And now, I'm not a big fan of buttermilk. Now, Dad, on the other hand, he could drink a gallon of buttermilk within like 2 or 3 days. So, right. But you just you can do any kind of like recipes with it. I mean, that's all it. You know, we have done chocolate coffee cowboy candy pone cakes before.
Interesting.
And we've done soup bean pone cakes before, and we've done sauerkraut wieners. We've done spaghetti pone cakes before. I am from Kingsport, Tennessee.
The spaghetti was made with bull balls.
Now the spaghetti pone cakes was made with bull balls.
Interesting.
We have this restaurant. I mean this Asian market here in our area, and it's actually called the restaurant's called Asian Market, and they have this thing in there that's called bull balls. Mm-hmm. And you know, it does taste a little different than a regular meatball, but most likely to me and Dad both, it tastes just like a regular meatball.
Yeah, I if you cook it, I'm sure it would, but you get something in your mind, and you probably think of a little different. And hello, Lynn Okie. What's your favorite thing that your dad makes?
Well, there's not.
I made chicken pot pie the other day.
He made chicken pot pie. I mean, there's not much of anything that he makes that I don't turn down.
Right.
And
I
he's
made
tuna cakes. He's made tuna and macaroni and cheese cakes. Mix them both, tuna and macaroni and cheese in together, and in the cornmeal mix, and then just fry it up like you're frying up potato cakes or whatever. And it actually turned out pretty good.
Okay.
I know a lot of people don't like tuna and macaroni and cheese mixed together, but
I made duck dumplings.
we made duck dumplings. And there has been some foods that I've been wanting to try that other people has told me about that they've tried that I haven't tried. And one of them is rattlesnake, and another food is squirrel and rabbit.
And also wanted to try possum gravy.
And I've heard people have said that they've had possum gravy, and I've been wanting to try possum gravy.
That's all interesting stuff, and I know a couple channels that at least I know Simple Life Reclaim they just did a snake, so I know there's a few people.
I agree with you there, Casual Girl Adventures. I love pig's feet. I like pig's feet as well.
What's your favorite memory when you were younger with your dad? Like what was some of the favorite times that you had with him?
Oh Lordy. Well, we we uh we used to play on the PlayStation 2, I think it was. We would play Hot Shots Golf and play Tiger Woods golf, and we played Scrabble together, and we played Old Maid together, and Chinese checkers.
And when you were 2 or 3, we used to get down on the floor and play golf.
When I was about 2 or 3 years old, I used to have my own putter and things, and golf ball and hole, and I'd put the hole at the end of the hallway, and I'd go to the other end of the hallway and whack it with the golf club I had, and
we tried to put it in the hole.
And
we liked watching Tiger play.
Well, I always liked watching Tiger Woods play and things like that.
And Shauna Craft wants to know: did you play in the snow with your dad?
No, I never played in the snow. Not been able to.
And Casual Girl Adventures, they want to know if you've had chicken feet before.
No, I've never heard of that until just within the last couple of weeks. Somebody else was talking about it. You can actually buy it at Walmart in the frozen section, and I'm like, how do you make them? How do you prepare them? Because and what is there to eat on them? Because think something like that. There's no. There's no meat, or not that I know of.
Right.
Or I mean,
you cook them in grease, or
do you cook them in grease, or boil them in water, or how do you?
I don't even know.
Tell me how to fix them, I'll try.
If somebody tells us how to fix them, we'll try.
Well, Shauna Cross says you have YouTube. You should look it up.
Yeah,
I'm just something else.
yeah, it's I'm all into trying new foods,
Yeah.
and
And Sonny's place, I think. Let's see. Have you ever eaten cow tongue?
I've
Not the tongue.
not the tongue, but I have had the liver. I've had the beef liver, and uh, like I said, I've had the lower parts of a cow, and and and
Nonsense.
and, and and things, and I and but Sonny says you can fry up chicken feet.
Yeah, and Cowgirl Girl says you can cook them in a pressure cooker in soy sauce.
Cook them in a pressure cooker in soy sauce. There's a little bit of meat. Okay.
Oh, okay. I never knew chicken had meat on their feet.
Now I have had the chicken livers, and I've had the chicken gizzards,
Right.
and I've had the hearts. I love those.
Yeah, I'm a little weird. Most people don't like liver, but I actually like liver and onions.
Yes.
Most people don't like it.
That's some good eating. That's some good old country eating right there.
Especially in fried taters.
Especially with fried taters.
Yeah.
Fried taters and onions is good.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. What's your favorite thing to eat? Your favorite food?
Oh Lord, that I can go with with all kinds of different things. Like I said, I would say probably pizza, but like I said, there's not much that I do not eat. Now I do like that stuffed cheesy bread
Mm,
you can get from Domino's. It's called bacon and jalapeno stuffed cheesy bread, and also spinach and feta cheesy bread.
nice, nice.
And
And Sonny's place, their teenager loves pork livers and garlic sauce. That sounds interesting.
I don't think I've actually had the I don't think I've actually had pork liver.
Yeah, one time.
I don't remember that. Dad remembers it, but I don't.
He was only about 5 or 6.
Well, Lord, no wonder I don't remember it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will. I've told people I will at least try at least something at least one time at least before
Yeah.
I before I before I turn it away.
Yeah. So what most people don't know when you do auto technician stuff, um, you got to buy your own tools and all that kind of stuff when you go work for people. Um, what's your favorite tools like Snap on? What's the other ones? There's like 3 different tool trucks at least when I worked. There was Snap on. There's a couple other ones. Mac, that was another one. Like, what ones are you liking so far?
Well, I really I've not really been that picky on the brand as long as it's ASE certified, and because that's what I'm studying in college,
Right.
and as long as I've got metric and standard sockets and wrenches, I'm pretty much happy with as long as it's um, as long as it don't break. That's all I but
Right.
And and of course I have my own creeper thing that it's got rollers. You lay on it and it helps you roll underneath cars and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
um and my dad actually bought a creeper and some tools for me for Christmas this
Nice.
past Christmas. So
What and hello, Ava Potterfield. What do you have
hello, Ira.
what do you have left to like what's the next uh tool purchase you gotta make?
Well, the
Actually, we're not sure yet.
not
We don't know.
I'm not
We
exactly.
doesn't have any electric tools.
I don't have any electric tools. I would say would probably be like a drill or uh, an impact wrench. But of course, I'm mostly uh, I mostly like the manual wrenches than I do the impact wrench because I've heard so many people that have messed up, like especially when they're tightening things too tight,
Hmm.
and especially on on their tires and stuff. And then next thing you know, you got about 4 or 5 of them shooting out, and then you lose your tire.
Oh yeah.
Uh, and and I've always been afraid to that I would accidentally tighten it too tight and something. That's the reason why I mostly would rather tighten it by hand first and then
Oh, I hear you.
um yeah.
And I'll tell you this: if you ever go work for somebody, because I had this happen. Um, I worked for Sears, and I was a tire tech there, and somebody ordered some custom wheels, but it didn't have the right lug nuts, and I told the boss that it wasn't the right lug nut and the tire's going to come off. And he said, put it on anyway. So to cover my butt, I went and told a bunch of different people that if I put these on there, that tire's going to come off. And put it on there. She took off. She didn't even get out of the parking lot and the tire came off.
Oh,
And then
Lord.
Wow.
then the boss tried to come back and blame me for it, and I'm like, oh no, I told everybody else in here. So if you ever have something like that, just remember to cover your butt. Watch out for stuff like that.
Well,
Well, we
I,
had lost
I've
one time.
we had lost a lug nut one time,
We went to Sears.
and we went to Sears, and
They want to charge us $30 for one lug nut.
they actually wanted to charge like four.
$30.
I thought it was 400.
No, $30 for one lug nut.
$30 for one nut for
Oh
one lug
man,
nut. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, that's all I need is
yeah, that's
all I need.
Sears.
Yeah, just by Sears. Now, I will say the biggest issue that I have actually run into is a lot of these parts places. They hire people that's not had much experience
mm-hmm.
and not had any basic knowledge of like the fluids, checking the fluids and things like that, and knowing how to do that stuff. Well, uh, one that's one of the reasons why I only deal with two certain places, and that's Napa and O'Reilly's. As far as Advance and AutoZone, no, because we have actually had a problem with them not giving us the right part. Well, we've had to go back. It felt like about 1,100 dozen times to this one certain place,
Right.
and tell them that this is not the right one. Well, they kept getting, and they said, "Yeah, it is," and I'm like, "No, it's not." And another thing, so and I said, "This has got to come to." I said, It's it. I'm done with you all. So I'll go somewhere else where they're not going to give me such a hard time about if they make a mistake. They're not going to give me such a hard time about fixing it right. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And return it. So, but the biggest issue is even when I use Napa and O'Reilly's, I've had a couple people in there that, especially a manager now of a store, did not even know because we have a 1976 GMC pickup truck that's got the 350 engine, and it's also got a 350 turbo transmission, automatic. Well, uh, the the manager did not even. I called one day and I said, I need an air filter and a fuel filter for that model truck, 1976 GMC pickup truck. And she goes, I don't even know what that is. What are you talking about? I'm like, really? You're a manager of a store? How did you become a manager of a store if you don't know the basic stuff of the automobile?
Yep.
I'm like, you know, and the air filter and the fuel filter, and because that just sits right there on top of your carburetor, and the fuel filter's got a nut on it, and it's connected to your gas line on your carburetor there, and you just undo that gas line and undo that nut there, and just change your fuel filter, and uh, and so and then another thing is at O'Reilly's, um, the uh, the guy that worked there, he didn't even know how to check the fluids in the vehicle, and check the all the fluids and everything. And I'm thinking, how did you get the job here? Or,
Yep.
I'm like this. If you're gonna go, no matter whether it's auto mechanics or whatever you do in life, uh, you got to have some basic knowledge on what you're doing.
Yep.
If you don't have the basic knowledge, then you don't need to be working in that field. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And
And
casual girls got it right there. She got hired because she knows how to have a good but fake interview. That happens a lot too.
yeah, but yeah, the first thing the guy does when he comes out to check the fluids in the vehicle, he says, first thing he does, he opens the hood. We hadn't even been there no more than 5 minutes, and and the first thing he does is open the hot radiator, and was going to open the hot radiator, and I said, no, 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 no. And the guy said, why? Is it hot? And I'm like, duh, it's a radiator.
I just drove here. How did you think you got here?
Yeah. So
Yeah, man. Well, it's been awesome having you on today, Kenneth. And I hope
thanks for
everybody.
thanks
Hope
for
it,
allowing me to come on.
oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. I want to have you on after you get done with your school too, to find out what you're doing next. That'd be really awesome to do. So, I'm gonna play the outro video. Just hang with me, and we'll talk a little bit afterwards. Tell I'm gonna be coming on right before me and Gina's show later today. So I'll see you guys then. But stop waiting for life to happen and make life happen. Later, guys.